Today we're looking at how to draw an ice cream. The first thing I'm doing is drawing a line down the middle to show you that this object is symmetrical, and I'm showing you where the halfway mark is. So I know that the base of the ice cream goes halfway up the mark that I'm going to be making. So I've given myself a line and the top and bottom of that line and given myself a halfway mark. So the first thing I'm drawing in is the base of the ice cream, which is a sort of bucket type shape. So it goes narrower towards the bottom, goes wider as it goes upwards. And then on top of the bucket sits a bowl. So it's a rounded bowl shape. So my base of the bucket is rounded because it's an ellipse, and I'm working my way up to the different layers of the base of the ice cream. Then I'm looking at the three distinctive layers of the ice cream: the cherry, the cream, and the actual ice cream section, which is a sort of dome shape. You want to make it look like the cherry is sitting inside, squidged down inside the cream, so the cream is going in front of it slightly. Now what I'm going to show you here is something called a subtractive drawing. What a subtractive drawing does is that you first of all put on the middle tone. So at the moment I'm making sure that I'm very lightly putting on the side of the sharp pencil my middle tone. You need a little bit of tissue now, so I'm just gently smudging in that tone that I've put on, so it's making it smooth. Now you will get those little marks. There's some darker marks on there. That's just where your fingers, where my fingers have been when I was doing that drawing. It will not matter because you're going to be shading in this. Now the idea of this technique is that I'm going to draw back in my lights. So you haven't got to put the middle tones on, but you have got to draw the lights back in. So this works with a rubber on the end of a pencil is the best thing, but if you haven't got that, just your normal rubber will work. So this is just a different way of working. You don't have to do this. I'm showing just showing you how you can change your drawing style. I'm also now drawing back in the darker tones. So the light's coming onto the ice cream from the right. So on the left hand side is going to be the darkest, and it goes towards the middle. You're going to get your middle tones. All these tones are blending into each other. So you can see I'm cross-hatching. The shapes that are on the top, the sort of, they're not sprinkles, but something like sprinkles. They are lighter than the ice cream. But there's also, they're creating a little bit of dark shadow, so you need to have a look at that. And trying to create also that unevenness of the ice cream. And the cherry is incredibly dark, but it's got those little white shines on it that are really important that you keep, and then it makes it look shiny. So I want a little bit more precise detail. I'm holding my pencil closer to the point. Now if you look at the base of the ice cream, there's a pattern, and that pattern is a sort of triangular effect, but it curves around the shapes. The lines, I'm not putting straight lines on, I'm curving the lines that I'm putting on to create those little triangles. Then into the little triangles you can see where the darker tones are, and I'm emphasising that at the moment. So the pattern on more of the bowl shape is triangular, so I've given myself a middle line, well, actually a top and bottom line of the triangle, so I know what size they need to be, and how, and that line helps me create the curve as they disappear around the shape. So drawing some of the highlights in with the rubber, and then the detail. Now this particular picture doesn't have a shadow, but I want to make my ice cream look like it's sitting on a surface. So I'm just putting a hint of a shadow coming from the base of the ice cream. So it's important to look for detail. So I've gone back and looked at my picture and looked at where I need to improve it, to develop it. So if I want a very light mark, I'm holding my pencil further away from the pencil point so I cannot put too much pressure onto the pencil, and so limit the mark that I'm making.